Hi, I'm the Kim Denty, and this is Meet the Pressers.
Meet the Pressers with Matt Mallory and Klint Necro. Brought to you by Public Safety and Education and the Trigger Pressers Union.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training, makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms, made in America or not made at all. XS Sights, fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Meet the Pressers. Meet the Pressers is your place to talk about guns, gear, gadgets, political activism, religion, and anything relating to trigger pressing. And we are here at the SHOT Show, 2025 SHOT Show in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is my partner, Matthew Mallory, and he's going to introduce our very special guest.
We have Kim Denty here. We met, I'm trying to think how many years ago, but you probably don't remember when we met.
I don't.
All right,
I'm sorry.
I was working the Mantis booth. It was one of the first years I worked for Mantis.
Okay.
I'm at the booth trying to sell the product because Mantis is awesome. They're a sponsor of ours. Mm-hmm. And you and this big guy walk by, and I yell, and I look, and I do a double look. I'm like, no, that can't be the Hulk. And I was like, hey, Lou. And he turns around and he goes, what? And I was like, wow, I got him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so you want to shoot? He goes, what are we shooting? I said, come on over. So we sat there at the booth and we showed him. Now here's the funny thing. I don't know, you didn't know this at the time, but I'm sitting there and all the employees behind the booth were like, is that really Lou Ferrigno? Is that the Hulk?
Is that right?
And I took a step back from you guys and I go, take a picture. He's
Why
here.
not? Right.
So they're like, oh, yeah, right? So after that, just yelling out to Lou, that kind of, I think, cemented my, Mantis is like, all right, I think we want to keep you around. Yeah. I had the eye for the talent. So,
that's so cool.
And we hit it
Lou
off.
and I have been friends for a long time. In fact, he became an ordained minister.
Wow.
Just to marry my wife and I.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. And he married us at his legacy competition out in California on stage in front of the whole audience. So Lou's egging me on. He goes, hey, when I pronounce you husband and wife, you need to hulk out, just rip your shirt off. So I ran it by her, a little test in the water, right? So Lou said, and she just like, no. So anyway, it did happen. Long story short, but yeah, so on the internet somewhere, there's a picture of me, Lou, and my wife, and I'm going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, terrible.
So you've got a background in, law enforcement, and also, like, you said you were in a martial arts Olympic team?
Well, I fought on the U.S. karate team at the World Championships over in Cairo, Egypt.
Nice.
Had to fight. Actually, had to come out here to qualify in Caesar's Palace.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. And so that kind of helped me fall into doing a executive protection detail for Arnold. He has a big show in Columbus every year. So I've been doing that for 30 years now. And Lou and I met there, and we've just really hit it off and been all over the world together.
That's awesome. So I'd been to Cairo when I was in the Army back in the 90s.
Oh, neat.
And I did martial arts when I was a kid, but never together. So, I mean, I'm envious of that. It's pretty.
Hey.
That's awesome.
I've just been blessed.
Yep.
I've had a blessed life, so.
That's good. It's always good to be able to say that. And now you do cool things like this.
Oh, my goodness.
In your spare time. And bigger things, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so, the ridiculousness of a spoon and fork cowboy there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the funny part is, like the gun is made out of an old brake line. And so I just straighten it out, and then
So let me
the
guess.
cylinder.
You've
is
got
the,
a shed somewhere just filled with stuff.
I do. Listen,
Like,
they
ooh,
say-
that might be something someday,
at
right?
some point down the road. I'll,
You don't know how right you are. But I have a T-shirt that said, "It's not hoarding if your stuff is cool."
Yeah, well, that's
All right.
Yeah.
So fair
or if it's
enough.
organized.
Yeah.
You know where everything
No,
is, right?
it is really.
Okay.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah, just,
So you said that's the brake line, and that's
Yeah.
the actual
that's the fitting.
the fitting to hold the brake line down.
Yeah.
That is really cool. And what's the handle? The brown.
Funny enough,
Uh-oh.
see, they're going to think this was a setup that you asked that.
No,
That's actually purple heartwood.
really.
Yeah, it's imported. It's an exotic wood that I can't believe you asked that just so out of the blue. But yeah, it's a
Wasn't scripted. I'll pay you later.
no, but it's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just gotta have fun, right?
Oh, that's awesome. That's unique. Very cool.
So-
you get a little beer too.
So as
Yeah.
Matt alluded to, this is not the extent of the projects that you have. You have a particular vehicle that
Good Lord, I have too many projects. I think sometimes, but
for sure.
I've got an overactive imagination, I suppose.
Been there.
But I have this. So I bought this Harley way back, right? And it was black. Everybody's got a black Harley. So I don't know. My wife came home, and I have a picture of it, which I'm sure you'll show, but it was in pieces in a pile on the garage floor. I think that might have been the beginning of her nervous breakdown. I'm not real sure, but probably.
when it was disassembled, did it still leak oil on your garage floor?
Hey now.
So you bought it whole, took it apart. Just question: when you put it back together, were there parts left over?
Yes.
And it's actually the front sight.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you dub in photos or whatever,
Yeah.
You'll see there were parts left over because I use guns to fill. Guns are a bit of a passion of mine. I'm not. When you're at the SHOT Show, to say you're a collector or an enthusiast, come on, you're at the bottom of the list, right? But everybody's got a black Harley, and I didn't want that. So I literally chiseled off the Harley emblems. Oh, see, I see your
Yeah.
face. That was kind of what my wife looked like too. Just
What does a Harley go for back then when you buy something like that?
Oh, I think I gave about 10 grand. So, I had this dream, but nobody else saw it. So I went to the Amish who were close by us and had some bandoleros made for some 223 rounds. And just, just kept rolling with it all winter. And then just when I'm thinking I'm done, my buddies come over. Hey,
You should do this.
oh, you ought to make that a Gatling gun. Shut up. Then I can't get it out of my brain.
Yep.
So I took some stainless pipes, calculated the square area, blah, blah, So you got the right amount of outward thrust. And built these Gatling gun exhaust pipes. And I'll be damned. One of my friends come over and why don't it spin? You ought to make it
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, shut up.
Challenge accepted.
Well, so I got some kids' bicycles laying around, and so I took the sprockets and the chain and ran it up through the saddlebags and got a S10 windshield wiper motor. Stupidity at its peak, right? I had a muffler bearing.
Okay.
See, that's the joke.
Yeah,
Send
that's
your wife to the parts
say,
store for
yeah.
a muffler bearing. I've got one.
Either that or a canuter valve.
A canuter. There you go. So, yeah, I truly have one. And then, see,
That's like a pet rock. I mean, as you say that, I'm thinking like you could just like sell that. Like I got a muffler bearing, and
yes,
like somebody would
absolutely.
be like, "Let me buy that."
And my brother and I, we have ridden. Well, put it this way: although I did take it to some shows, I won Easy Riders 3 years. That's
Nice.
unheard of.
You
But
said 3, but you did this.
that finger don't work very well.
The other one might if I keep making fun.
3. 3.
He's like, this one works fine.
3 years.
Hello, my name is Klint Macro, co-founder and administrator of National Train a Teacher Day. National Train a Teacher Day is a grassroots movement of volunteer firearms, safety, first aid, and defense instructors that offer free training to teachers, school staff, administrators, and those that work with youth in a leadership capacity. We do this every year on National Train a Teacher Day. This year marks the 8th annual National Train a Teacher Day, and we'll be observing it on Saturday, June 21st, 2025. That's Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Over the years, hundreds of volunteer instructors have trained thousands of teachers, school staff, administrator, and those that work with youth in a leadership capacity. If you fit that bill, or if you know someone that does, we encourage you to visit or have them visit the website, which is nationaltrainateacherday.com, and connect with a local instructor and take advantage of this fantastic free training opportunity. We'd like to thank our volunteers, our partners, and our sponsors for helping make National Train a Teacher Day a success each year. But most of all, we want to thank you, the teachers, school staff, administrators, and youth leaders who take the time to empower themselves with information to better protect those that they educate, and that is our children. Visit the website, spread the word, and we will see you on National Train a Teacher Day, Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Thanks.
Yeah, but you know what? If all you're going to do is show, find something easier to carry.
That's
Right.
valid.
Yeah.
We're just worried about a 50-pound bag. You got to worry about a 5,000-pound bike.
Collect coins if that's what you're going to do, right?
Right.
So, is a writer.
Yeah.
And despite all the pictures, I rode this thing in its entirety. And in fact, it has over 100,000 miles on it, which doesn't happen on a motorcycle.
Wow.
I mean, it's just, I don't know how much you know about that, but it's rare, usually 20, 30. But my brother and I would take these trips. And we pointed the headlights west one time just to see where we'd end up. And we turned around in California.
Wow.
Yeah. Guess what? My muffler bearing came loose, fell off, and about took him out.
Ooh.
Oh,
Can you imagine that right in that, he got taken out by a muffler bearing.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that would be,
Nobody'd believe it.
no,
yeah, no one would.
no. But we do these things called iron butt runs where you have to do a certain amount of miles in a certain amount of time. So that the baby part of it is 1,000 miles in 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, on a motorcycle.
Yeah. So we did go for a ride one time. This was very momentous, but we decided we were going to circle. We live in Ohio, so we were going to circle Lake Erie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
just
beautiful
ride
drive.
around the lake,
Right. You got to go through.
Canada.
Hey.
I've been C9 Papier in A.
Hey, so that didn't work out as well as planned, but
Care to tell
Yeah,
us?
because much of your bike is ordained.
Yeah, you're a walking.
they took exception. Let's just say so.
Sounds like the movie Monsters Inc., right? Code 4232. The
Yep.
monster comes out with the sock in his back and they
Yeah.
shave him, tackle him.
That's it. So they didn't tackle me, but they might as well have. So get over there, park that, blah, 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 blah. Hands up against the wall. Huh? All right. So, this lady, I'll leave it at sort of, maybe, I don't know, but she's trying to pull the guns off my gas tank, right? The Derringer. Well, it's sawed in half. It's half on each side. And I'm like, lady, get your hands back on the wall. Shit.
Wow.
So we went through a couple hours of
Probing.
something.
Did they
Yeah,
give your
yeah.
bike back to you as a pile like it started?
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
And my body parts stayed intact, so that's
good
a good
too.
thing.
Yep.
No rubber gloves were involved, but
No coughing.
yeah, they made it pretty clear we were not welcome.
They turned you right around at that point?
They let us go.
Wow.
Oh, so you finished the
Eventually.
trip?
We did.
Oh, good.
Really?
Yeah, we did. We finished the trip. So I got pictures of that bike in Canada.
And you'll never do that again.
No, I won't.
Not with that bike.
Here we are crossing the bridge.
Yeah. Let's see if we can try this again.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, look how many people they're letting through the border illegally. So, I mean,
I probably stood a better chance if I wasn't from the U.S.
right.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know. That's
No,
a
that-
political thing, isn't it?
Well, we can talk.
We can talk
about it.
politics.
It may
Yeah.
very well be changing very soon.
Very true.
Actually, it already
Yesterday.
started to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we all have, everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true.
So there's just a lot of opinions I don't care about. That's
Touche.
all.
Yeah.
So everyone can have it,
Yep.
but we have to stand up for what's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
my father was a Marine
Okay.
in World War II. My brother was in Vietnam. Controversial, but nonetheless, he's doing the right thing for the country. And I did 10 years on SWAT. It's not what they went through. I'm not even trying to pretend that it is, but it's my small part.
Yeah.
You know, we each have a part to play. You guys have a part to play by getting it out to the public
Yeah.
for people to understand
Yeah.
about their rights and about things like that. And you're always getting chomped on. You know, your head is out there as a target way more than mine is. Don't get me wrong.
Unless you go to Canada.
True, true. There are a few people who will always have a different comment. So they've had it in, it's been in a dozen magazines, and it's been at shows with celebrities and celebrities sitting on it. And so everyone's got an opinion. And there's a lot of people out there that'll write their opinion in the safety of their pajamas.
Yeah.
You know, on their,
Keyboard commando.
yeah, that's it. But for the most part, it has been accepted very, very well.
It's cool.
And
Well, that's a piece of art.
It is. It's a piece of work for you.
I wrote it to Sturgis
Wow.
several times. And there's some pictures that I'm sure will get thrown in here, but where I just park it right there on the main street, right? And when I come back, there's a crowd of people around it pointing, taking pictures, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like, okay, you're not alone in this journey. Now, okay, I did have a blow up hole on the back. So it could have been that. I don't know. They might have been taking pictures of my girlfriend, but regardless,
This is before your wife, or
oh no, she's accepted that I'm twisted, and I didn't even, at this point, it's just,
like
If your blow up
Yeah.
doll's leg got too close to the exhaust pipe, would it pop?
I made sure it didn't. Yeah,
Okay.
it would've.
if they got caught in the muffler nut?
I did get up too much speed, and
She started flapping in the
oh,
wind.
her head- her head's back there going,
if she flips off and it hits the guy behind you, that
Yeah.
might cause a.
I ain't stopping.
Yeah. No.
I ain't stopping for
Yeah.
it,
That's funny.
But as I said, you've got to have some fun in life.
Yep.
You've got to stand up for the few things that you believe in. It's easy to just jump in the water and go with the flow, and don't stick out
Yeah. Stick your
anywhere.
head up.
But that's not the way I'm cut out. It's not the way you guys are cut out. You guys are going upstream
Sometimes,
the
yeah.
majority of the time, I think. Right,
As much as we can.
buddy?
Always a pleasure, bro.
It has been a pleasure.
Pleasure sitting down
Always-
and talking with you.
Always enjoy chatting.
For sure.
You guys take care.
Me too. Check out his bike. If you're ever out there and it's around, they'll let you sit on it, which that's not common with motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget to check out the sponsors and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and like and share it and do all that stuff and
Click that little
help
bell
us
thingy.
spread the word.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe.
There's lots of sponsors that make this show possible, like Mantis, Next Level Training, Blake Henry, like
XS Sites,
Check them out and give them your business.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training, makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms, made in America or not made at all. XS Sights, fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the show.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and click that little bell thingy so you know when the next episode's coming out. Support us on Patreon. Come to one of our classes. Host us to come to you and do one of our classes at your location.
And until next time,
Adieu.
Thank you for watching Meet the Pressers.